my channel. My name is Austin Betha. If this is the first time here, you are most definitely welcome. Please do hit on subscribe button before you leave, and also give this video a very big thumbs up at the end if you enjoy watching it. Okay guys, on today's episode, it gets as it be. And personally, I like it when something gets as it be, because when you get as it be, then you get gist when you come outside. Of course, you guys remember that yesterday we had only female housemates, and today the same thing happened. In fact, today we had Esther join in, we had Cindy join in, we also had NK join in. I'm not sure if Diane was on there yesterday, but Diane was actually there today. And finally we got to talk about the three musketeers, and by that I mean Esther, Mercy and Diane. But before I go into the gist, I need to sip on something, because let me tell you, the story behind these three girls is juicy gum, so I need to sip on some juice. Alright, let me just sip. Wow, this one not the past sip. Anyways, today we finally talked about the issues between Mercy, Diane and Esther. And can I tell you the reason of the quarreling? Can I tell you the reason behind their whole couples and all of that? Man, I said this thing yesterday, that when 2 or 3 girls are gathered, 2 or 3, Mercy, Esther, Diane, there's always a problem. And I asked a question, I said, do you think that it is man that caused the problem? And I'm right. Betha is always, as in this game, you're smart. Hey, don't they scratch me now, because they see what they talking, you hot. Okay, you guys remember that Esther had a thing for Nelson. But before Esther's relationship with Nelson, Diane was there. Now let's take our minds back to the show. Esther was really not friends with Mercy at the beginning. She was friends with Diane, who was friends with Mercy. Now, by extension, Esther became a friend of Mercy's because of Diane, right? So they always, talk together, gist together, eat together, and all of that. Now, a guy came into the picture, Nelson, the guy that can do massage. When you massage you like this, all your brain will scatter. I think that's the selling point. That's what he came to use to sweep girls off their feet. Let me tell you, if you massage me from now to tomorrow, you not walk. You not go walk, not even think out. But on a more serious note, guys, Diane actually had feelings for Nelson, which she actually mentioned to Esther and Mercy when they were having a conversation. Next thing, Esther was seen with Nelson, and I'm like, wait, I don't understand. How can this girl stab her babe in the back like that? Like someone told you that she likes a guy. Next thing, you're with the guy. And that kind of pissed Mercy and Diane off, like, wait, what's up? I tell you how I feel about somebody, and the next thing, you're with the person. Let me tell you, I had my reservations about Esther during the show, because she just had some attributes that I did not really understand, and I'm going to get to it, okay? Now, the question Ebuka had asked Esther was, are you still friends with Mercy and Diane? And she was like, yes. But he asked her if they were as close as they used to be in the house, and she said no. And that the reason behind their fallout was as a result of the things Mercy and Diane had said about her, and she was only privy to those clips when she left the show. So she didn't really feel like they were being true to her and all of that. Now they started talking about it, and the bone of contention was the fact that Esther was seen as someone they couldn't trust. Because at some point here, Mercy and Diane were having a conversation in the garden, when they were talking about Esther and how they can't really trust her and stuff like that. And of course, they had the right to feel that way, because I cannot be telling my friend that I like this guy, and then next thing you're with the guy. It doesn't really add up, it doesn't really make sense. Now they asked Esther, why did you do something like that? And she was like, first of all, yes, I know that Diane told me that she liked Nelson, but Nelson never mentioned that to me. In fact, Nelson and I had a conversation, where we're asking, oh, who do you like in the house, or who do you want to be with? And Nelson would always tell her that the person he likes had either been evicted, or the person doesn't like him back, or stuff like that. And according to her, if he had told her that he liked Diane, she would have been like, yeah, Diane actually likes you too. But since he never said that, they got closer, and they spent more time together. Besides, the only reason she got close to Nelson as much as she did was because it felt like she was imposing herself on Mercy and Diane. Because considering the fact that she wasn't really friends with Mercy in the beginning, and Mercy didn't really like the whole idea of Esther joining in and all of that, so she just felt like, let me just withdraw. And I get that feeling. Sometimes you're friends with somebody who is friends with someone else. You don't really like the other person, but you just have to accept the person because, oh, she's a friend of my friend, so I get it. But it didn't really explain why you would now go and be with the same guy that I told you, I'm going to pour you hot water. Okay? I'm going to pour you hot water. There's no story about it. No, you cannot be doing that. I've told you that I like the guy. So any feeling that you are beginning to develop for the guy, you better go and bury it. Go and soak it. Anyways, they asked Mercy, what do you think about this whole issue of Esther, Nelson, Diane? And Mercy's like, I felt like I couldn't trust Esther because, again, she betrayed us. She abandoned us. Every single time she was with Nelson, they were cooking together, they were eating together, they were sleeping together. Ebuka asked her, wait, what kind of sleep? Because we need to define things, okay? Do you mean just lie down on the same bed? Or do you mean, interjecting, conducting, the conjugal better? Can you shut up your mouth? Anyways, Mercy was like, no, not that kind of sleeping together. They shared the same bed. And it was at that point that my mind now calmed down. And of course, Ebuka's mind too was at rest, because we need to understand the type of sleep. So she felt like, no, you cannot tell us that you're friends with us, and just because you're in a relationship, you just shenke all of us like that, and then you're just with the guy. Ebuka now asked Esther that, Esther, in real life, when you're in a relationship, do you always shenke your girls? And Esther was like, no, I don't do that. But the thing is, she has a very small circle of friends that she spends time with, tells them things and all of that. So she wouldn't really leave her friends because of a guy. Now the question was now thrown at Diane that, okay, Diane, what is your take on this whole issue? And Diane goes, look, first of all, I'm a girl's girl, so I would never blame Esther for anything that happened. If anything, I blame Nelson. If Nelson were to be here, I would tell him the same thing. Because you cannot be telling me that you like me and you're going to tell Esther something else. It doesn't really make sense. Ebuka now mentioned that, fine, you're saying now that you're not upset with Esther, but then you had a conversation with Mercy where you guys were talking about the fact that you cannot trust her and all of that. And then I was like, yes, because I told her that I had feelings for this guy, and the next minute she's with the guy. So that just got me thinking, like, can I really trust Esther? She also mentioned that she was really happy when Nelson was evicted from the show. Like, she couldn't even be bothered, because every single time she saw Esther and Nelson, holding hands, laughing, holding leg, it just felt like they were stabbing her on the back. And trust me, I know that feeling. Like, when you like someone and the person likes someone else, and it's almost like they're rubbing it in your face, like, that's a campaign. It can pay. Hey! Anyways, they moved away from talking about Nelson and they started talking about fraud. And let me tell you, Esther's relationship with fraud got me a lot of views in the last season, because I had my own opinions to share about their relationship. First of all, I felt like Esther was pretending. I felt like Esther wasn't really into fraud. I felt like she was just using fraud because fraud was head of house. And every single thing I had said then, every single opinion that I shared on those my videos were things Diane mentioned today, because she felt like, first of all, Esther had told us that she did not have any feeling whatsoever for fraud. Now all of a sudden, she's with fraud, she's kissing fraud, she's everywhere with fraud. And Mercy now chipped in that it was because he was head of house. That's the only reason why she was with him. Because again, nobody wanted to be evicted. And truth be told, these were the exact things I said in my video last year. I talked about how Esther was just very manipulative. She just liked to use people. I mean, if you don't have anything to offer her, she will just leave you. If you ask me what Nelson was offering her, Nelson was offering her massage. Nelson kept on massaging this girl. So to me, I felt like, oh, she needed to just ease the tension. That's why she was with Nelson. But then now she said, oh, they were gisting and everything. Ebuka asked her that, you told us that you did not have any feelings at all for fraud. What changed? She just said, well, I spent some time with him. I spent more time with him, and fraud is very funny. He will make you laugh. Sister, you did not know that fraud was funny before. You did not notice how funny it was until he became head of house. That's what they say. When money enter, love is sweeter. In this case, when power enter, love is sweeter. The guy became head of house. Suddenly, he became funny. Even if he's scratching his eye, it will be funny to you. If he pick his nose, you will laugh. Stop it. Stop it. Okay? Let's just agree that you were using the boy. Let's just agree that you wanted him to save you because he had the power to save somebody. So don't give me the whole, oh, I was with him because he was funny. How funny can fraud be? Fraud was not funny. So let's tell the truth. I beg. Diane also mentioned that the only reason she felt bad for Esther when Nelson was evicted was because Esther cried so much. You guys remember Esther crying like a baby, like Tacha just they come up for a nose water, everything. I was like, wait, calm down. Nobody died. Can you relax? It's just a game. This girl cried so hard. I'm like, okay, maybe she's actually in love with this guy because these tears cannot be fake. But again, we really cannot tell when it's fake tears and when it's original tears. It could just be up for the game. It was at this point that Mercy now asked her a very important question. And Mercy's question was, do you feel sorry that you dumped us? Because that's how we felt. You left us for Nelson. When Nelson was no longer there, you came back to us. Now when fraud came into the picture, you left us again. So are you sorry that you dumped us? And Esther like, oh my god, I'm sorry, I did not mean to dump people. In fact, I didn't even see it that way. She kind of apologized anyways and they moved on. I feel like three of them are still friends, but maybe not as close as they should have been. But I know that they share common grounds. I know that they still have a level of likeness for one another. So that's totally fine, and that's how they ended that particular topic. Now it was at this point Ebuka decided that it would be fun for us to just play a game. I ask you guys questions and you write out the names on your board. Now the first question Ebuka asked was, who did you trust the least during the show? And of course, a lot of them wrote out names and everything, but Cindy was asked and she mentioned Esther, and her reason was because she did not really connect with Esther during the show, so it would be safe to say that she didn't really trust her so much. Now they asked Jackie, who did you trust the least? And when she showed us her board, what she wrote there was all the ladies except NK and Bbnaija. Like, what is this your friendship with Bbnaija about? Like, I did not see it happen. So please, can you stop whining me, because I don't like to be whined. Like, don't whine me. Okay, you guys became close outside of the show, not during the show. Even if you guys played once or twice, it doesn't really mean you were friends. I get that someone mentioned in my previous video that, oh, she remembers them talking and, you know, spending time together just once. Another person said, oh, it was because they were in the same team. And I agree with them, because for me, that wasn't friendship. That was just, you didn't have a choice. You were in the same group, so you felt it would be safer to just talk to somebody in your group. So if you're saying you're friends with Bbnaija now, that would be outside the show. So can you bring your mind back into the show, because you were not friends with anybody except Mike. You were with Mike 247. And I'm going to talk about that when the time is right. For now, let us let the sleeping dog lie. Let the dog sleep in peace for now, okay? Now the next question Ebuka asked was, who was the toughest housemate you got along with? Now Cindy mentioned Tacha, and her reason for mentioning her is because she felt like Tacha had a very huge wall. You know, Tacha wasn't really someone you could easily access, and I would agree with that, because Tacha wasn't the easiest person in the house. I mean, she made it seem like it was impossible for anybody to have a conversation with her. Till now, I still don't understand how she was able to keep up with that for 3 months. I mean, even if at the beginning of the show I'm like, you know what, don't talk to Betha, I'm not friends with anybody, before we go enter 2-3 weeks I go down lose guard. So I really don't know how Tacha did that, and I kind of agree with Cindy. She had a very tall wall, you know, it was very difficult to access her and stuff. Bbnaija also mentioned Tacha. In fact, on her own board she wrote Tacha, and to be honest, I didn't really try. Now Ebuka asked her to explain what she meant by she didn't really try, and she goes, oh, first of all, I don't really think Tacha is the worst person on earth, but I just didn't want to be friends with someone that would talk to me anyhow. You know, I didn't want someone that would make me go over the board and stuff, so I was just like, you know what, let me just maintain my cool, let her be there while I'm here. So she didn't really get along with Tacha for that reason. Now for Tacha, she mentioned Ella because she felt like, you know, Ella wasn't really someone you'd easily understand, and she was someone that she didn't spend a lot of time with, so that's actually why she mentioned Ella's name. For NK, she felt like Esther was the toughest, because to her, when she got into the house, Esther wasn't welcoming at all. I mean, Esther would be eating and be eyeing her, and she's like, babe, relax now, relax, calm down, it's not that deep. So that's actually why she mentioned Esther's name. Now the next question was, who liked food the most? And of course, we don't even have to argue about that, do we? Do we? No, we don't, because the answer is clear. Cindy and Esther. Cindy now carried first, followed by Esther. And I'm not the only one that thinks that. The rest of the housemates actually shared the same opinion, because the names that were most mentioned were Cindy and Esther, okay? Now we got to the point where they talked about gossip. Ebuka asked, who gossiped the most? And Tacha's response was, everybody else but me. I never gossiped. I mean, if I said anything about you, it would be things that you have heard for yourself. You know, I would not go about, you know, discussing you and stuff like that. I never did that. And Ebuka was like, do the rest of the housemates agree with that? And Bbnaija kind of disagreed, because she felt like, no, Tacha, you gossiped. And Tacha was like, when did I gossip? She was like, oh, when I left the show, I saw a clip where you said things about me. And Tacha was like, no, I would not consider that to be gossip, because you were not in the house. And Bbnaija was like, oh wow, you waited for me to leave the house. You know, 6 weeks after I left the house, you decided that it was time to talk about me. And Tacha kept on saying, you were not in the house. Bbnaija was like, did you say it to me? Tacha was like, you were not in the house. Did you say it to me? You were not in the house. Did you say it to me? I'm like, yes, can you just calm down? Calm down. In fact, Tacha even remembered the exact thing she said about Bbnaija. And when she said it, Bbnaija actually acknowledged the fact that that was what she said. So it just means that Tacha keeps track of almost everything she says, you know, and I feel like that's a good trait. I need to be like that, because sometimes I just talk, I don't forget how I talk these things. So it's really good when you're accountable for the things you say. You know, she was like, yes, this is what I said about you. And if you're wondering what Tacha said about Bbnaija, she said that Bbnaija needed to chill, because according to her, she was doing too much, and she just had a feeling that Bbnaija needed to, you know, tone it down a little bit, and that was what she said. So guys, is that gossip? Because I know if I say it now that it's not gossip, or that it's gossip, some people will eat me, some people will swallow me. Now that's basically everything that happened on today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give me a very big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Of course, I know I'm supposed to be shouting out another business, but the only reason I wouldn't do that today is because the ones I even gave a shout out to, I never even see them. I never hear anything from them. So I don't think I want to do it anymore. Except they prove me wrong. But for now, I'm just going to chill. I'm just going to save my breath and, you know, just relax and enjoy my life, because life is too short. Okay, if you guys have not watched my birthday vlog, please head on to Betha's Corner. I'm going to leave the link in the comment section so that you can just click. Please subscribe to that channel as well. And I want to say a very big thank you to you guys for reaching out to me in a very special way. I mean, my birthday was 2 days ago, but up until now I've been receiving gifts from some of you. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you. Some of you even sent me money. Some of, oh my god, like I feel loved. I feel loved. Alright, thank you so much. See, the money, I'm using it judiciously. Okay? I'm not using it to buy juice, so this is the juice that is remaining from my birthday. But I just want to say a very big thank you. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. You know yourselves. I really appreciate it, and I do not take it for granted. And even in the video I posted yesterday, somebody was saying, oh, Betha, you need to tell us how to support you apart from watching your ads. How else can we support you? Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Like, who I be? Who I be? Thank you guys so much. I don't know what to say. Thank you for the love. Thank you for everything. I truly appreciate it, and I pray that God will reward you in 1,000 folds in Jesus' name. Alright, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.